Hey guys, it's your boy here. Today. Alright, so went to locals last Saturday. Got top 8. Well, it was an okay locals. There was 22 players. Um, Matchups were interesting to say the least. Round 1 was Lost World Dinos 2-0'd. Made the kid super salty. Thought I had to, maybe defend myself in case I was gonna get like hit or whatever, or if he was going to, because he got like wicked salty. Basically, I did Siegfried negate quaking. He's like, you can't negate. I'm like, what? I called the judge. Judge he almost ruled in his favor, and I was about to like get wicked pissed if he didn't rule in my favor, because to be honest, Siegfried can negate spells and can negate face-up spell and traps. Like, you can negate a quaking with it. Come on. Like, if that wasn't the case, I probably would have lost, because like I have game from that point on. From that point. Round 2 was against Pendulum Magicians. Not like the new Pendulum Magicians, but like Odd Eyes Magicians. Like before that, like a build before that structure came out. And I don't think it was against it was against the kid. Like I kind of wrecked him. Uh, Game 1, I think Game 1 I lost to my Imperial Order. Because I had an Imperial Order, he was gonna activate. He was gonna search, and he had like no cards in hand, so I didn't want him to get that advantage. So I Imperial ordered him, and then I literally kept drawing spells after, like I Imperial ordered, and I was like, this is really stupid. Uh, Beat him down game 2 and 3 with Crimson Blader. Crimson Blader put so much work in there. Round 4 was against the Windwitch, Invoked. It was a friend of mine, and like I hate losing to him too, cause like I don't know, I just hate losing to that deck. Got I basically kind of scooped both rounds, cause there was cause like game 1 I did draw an out to Crystal because I like hydroed it, but I couldn't put anything on board due to like brick. That's the only that was honestly the only game I really bricked on. Like was against Invoked Wind Witches with this build. So like I did get lucky on it, but and then after that round 6 was against Pendulum Magicians. Got OTK'd game 1 due to a combination of what's his face of Avion with like other beaters. Game 2 he Pendulum summons. He tries to I maxi him, right? So I get a couple of free draws. He took the maxi challenge, Pendulum summoned, I saw him warning, and then I just went for game because I had a bunch of free cards. Game 3 was interesting. Game 3 was pretty sweet. So basically what happened is game 3 I had a Titanic Galaxy, a Wave King Caesar Ragnarok, right? I had this guy equipped with the Beals. And it would have been game 2. Like I would have won that match. I would have won the match if I only Swamp Kinged into Oracle King, right? Like if cause I was missing. I was off by 100 damage, and I had this in hand, and I didn't use it, right? So I could have done this into this and just go for game, but my stupid head like kind of forgot that. Like it blinked. Like I don't know why, but that option like blinked out. He was about to scoop too until he realized White Wing is a tuner, so he made Scarlet, which was I guess kind of unfortunate. I don't know if we were in time. Like I don't know. The organizer was not the organizer of the tournament wasn't even a Yu-Gi-Oh player really. Like wasn't really a Yu-Gi-Oh player. He's like I have no idea what's going on. I'm like seriously. Anyways, so now to get access to the deck profile. I didn't run Desires, didn't run DBAs. I didn't really run any expensive cards except maybe Crystalling, but like I never made Crystalling once, so it felt kind of pointless. Like honestly, I should have ran something else than Crystalling. But for the build, we got one Doom. I played one Doom King. He was okay. Like I just usually used him to make King Kali with Thomas over here, Gardala, 3 Gamma Seals. I picked up Slumbers after the turn he had. I didn't have him before, so like I didn't really have anything to make use of the chaos of the not the chaos engine of the kaiju engine, but they did help though. When I drew them, they definitely helped. 3 copies of Ragnarok. This guy was MVP. Like he allowed me to pull off so many OTKs, get rid of problematic monsters. This guy was amazing. 1 Thomas, 2 Rebel Kings. Now, you might be, the reason I actually main decked these is because there was a Chainburn player at locals, and I was like, yo, I am so glad I main decked these because I want to make him rage quit, because like, screw Chainburn, dude, screw that deck. But I kept, I usually sided the second copy out, so like, I don't know, maybe in like a future build, probably gonna cut one of these out, or just cut 2 of them out and delegate at least 1 copy to the side. Newton helped me quite a fair bit by letting me to just, recover back contracts, DDs. Like, this was a really good card. I'm glad I played out the 1 copy. 3 Copernicus, I kind of wish I played 2 though, because like 3's kind of Brick City for me. But I think, what I could do is play like maybe a cut out the Kaiju engine, add in the Dark engine of like double Armor Knights, and a copy of Shaddoll Dragon, right? So I could go, so I can make a rank 4, as in Nightmare. If I had Evil Swarm, if I played Nightmare in here, I honestly think I might have gotten a little further, because Nightmare would have done a lot of disruption going first against like Wind Witches. I could have disrupted his whole entire crystalline play, maybe kind of like stalled for a few turns to win. One Night Howling, this worked out like once. But even then it was like kind of mediocre. 1 DD Ghost. Wish I played a second copy though, just because like banishing this was so good, because I just kept putting back slimes. 1 Max C. I drew this against Pendulum Magicians for game. 3 Swords, 3 Necklace, 3 Lumias, triple Kepler, standard ratios. 3 Allures, a 1-for-1. I kind of wish I didn't play a 1-for-1, because like in this particular version, right, I know I'm running a crap ton of monsters, but I never really wanted to ditch something in hand for 1-for-1. Trade-in, the time this came up actually was pretty useful, because it drew me into a Slime and Lumia, and I was like, okay. 1 MST, 1 Twin Twister, wish I never played them. These guys didn't really help me too much. 1 Burial came in handy, 3 Gates, 1 Swamp, 1 Witch, 1 Order, 1 Warning. Which I think came up, not really. Imperial Order was okay. Solemn Warning was pretty like broken, confirmed. And for that, so actually, like, we got Wave of Blooming King, Caesar, Ragnarok. The one time I made him was the one time I made this guy, like, was great, just because like he outed Beals. I'm like, yo, do I have an out to Beals? And I'm like, oh wait, I put Caesar Ragnarok in you, get pranked, kid, and I just outed Beals with him. 1 Beowulf, made him once against Zeus, didn't really like work out too well. 1 copy of Oracle King was kind of meh. I would have won against probably won a match against Zeus, because like the guy Solemn Warning my Dark, and I'm like, damn. Because I was going to make Scarlet Red Dragon and Archfiend to break his board, because he was going to, he tried to Trident my Dark contract, so I had a Chalice in here, so I just Chalice negate. 3 Genghis, I honestly, 3 didn't really help me too much. I honestly didn't even really make Genghis all that much, which is weird. Like, Genghis worked when I busted him up, but I didn't make him as much as I thought I would. 1 Crystalling, never made this. Honestly, I wish I had Beals, because Beals would have helped me out way more. Just because, like, Trident. 1 copy of Scarlight. Unfortunately, I never got to pull him off, like, successfully. 1 copy of Crimson Blader. Blader came in handy. 1 Siegfried. Siegfried. 1 Alexander. I actually OTK'd with Alexander, so, like, my ending board state was I had a Siegfried, an Oracle King, and a Gale King Alexander for game. I had 2 28s on board, and I was like, hey. 1 Meteor Burst. Meteor Burst came in pretty handy to bring back Ragnarok, bringing back, like, Genghis and stuff like this against the Pendulum matchup. This is pretty decent. 1 Formula Synchro, I made him like once, but it didn't really come in too handy. 1 King Kali. King Kali's amazing, just for that Heavy Storms, got 1 me games. One Titanic Galaxy won me. This was like would have been if I didn't screw up with that Swamp King into Dark Play. This was I would have had game because like when I had this on board, he tried to Wisdom Eye and I'm like absorb, but he still was able to pen summon. So I was like, ah, damn. And for the side deck, my side deck was kind of like it's a little weird, but there's definitely improvements I can make. Two Chaos Hunters, two Lanciers, mostly for Noids. Honestly, I would get rid of I would probably end up replacing these with like ENT spell because that is getting reprinted. Definitely like from 3 ENTs and probably like a third Ghost Ogre. Two Trap Eaters for like Unending Nightmare, Imperial Order. That didn't really come up though, so I never sided these in. Two Ghost Ogres. I sided these in I sided these in against Zoo. Wish I had a third copy though. Two Dark Holes. These are going to be Slumbers now because I have them. Two Chalices. Wish I had a third Chalice because triple Chalice actually because Forbidden Chalice came in handy pretty well. Double Masker Shakes, never sided these in. Never faced two Dracos. One Ares was gonna side this against a Chambering guy if I faced him, but this didn't really work out in my face. This didn't really work out. But I never faced the kid, and I never really needed to side this in. So other things like I probably could have played like like I said, I could have played the Dark Engine, and that could have worked. That would have been pretty nice. Obviously, probably running Desires would have been a good idea, but I didn't really top without it. I topped without it, so like, eh. Then again, it's a local, so like, that technically doesn't matter. That probably would cut out the Kaiju engine, cut out the Leonidas, slap in a second Ghost, delegate Night Howl to the side deck. Maybe add the Dark Engine, because even though, going first turn, setting up, like Evil Swarm Nightmare with back row is still pretty decent, especially in Link format, because if you go first, you need to have a good board to interrupt Link summoning. So I think running, running this card would have been really good, because it's not even once per turn. You could just turn it to defense, so like, this would have been really good against, against True Draco, not True Draco, Invoked, against Invoked Wind Witches. This would have, honestly, this would have won me that matchup, personally, because I would have stopped that Crystalling play, and then I would have just gone in for the OTK. But yeah, so that's the deck profile. Yeah. How do I guess my final thoughts on the deck and the archetype as a whole is this deck can still do stuff post links. Even though combo DDDs won't be as viable, you can still play stun DDDs, which is even like it's probably better too, because you just chill on a Siegfried or an Emperor Caesar or like some kind of stun monster or back row in your set, and then you just use your resources to mass revive from graveyard. So like when your guys just get wrecked, you just you bring everything back from the graveyard because you have so many ways to trigger off summons. To trigger off like Genghis, Executive Genghis, and like, and plus you got Ragnarok to summon big guys anyways. You can just keep bringing all your stuff back. So you play more resource. It's more resource management than like setting up Crystal Siege. GG easy. Even though Crystal Siege sucks now, like, don't even bother spamming it. But, that's your boy, signing out, guys.